Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I am doing a do I still like it? Is it still any good? Recapping my 2021 favorites, trying them, doing a full face, and seeing if they are still number one, top tier. I will soon be doing a 2022 favorites, so it'll be good to compare and contrast kind of where we have explored throughout the year. So let's go ahead and get started. My 2021 favorite primer was the Auric Glow Lust, and I am in the shade Morganite, and this year they actually adjusted the shade Morganite. It was darker than this, it's lighter than it was last year, so this is a new bottle. This is not my top favorite primer anymore. It is still beautiful. It's very Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. It is very e.l.f. Halo Liquid Glow. It is very that. So the same effect. It has, you know, the blurring quality. It has a touch of coverage. It's beautiful. It really is. I don't know why I don't reach for it. I guess probably because I have a plethora of product and there are just similar things that I prefer. I really jumped on the Auric Glow Lust bandwagon because I was a long-time watcher of Samantha Ravindal, even back when she was in Battle Lash, so with J Kissa. I was just really excited for her brand, and since then she's come out with a few other things, eyeshadows and a lip product, but I know she personally struggles with texture on her skin, so she wanted to create something that would give you that glowy, glossy effect without emphasizing texture from acne bumps or dryness. So it's lovely. It's expensive though, and especially now since we have e.l.f. to dupe everything for us, it's really not something that I can say that you absolutely must go out and get. So still good. I'll use it until it goes bad, but definitely not a favorite anymore. And that's okay. My 2021 favorite foundation was the LYS Triple Fix Foundation, and I used the shade LN3. I'm going to give it a shake because admittedly I haven't used it in a while. 2022 to me was all about skin tints. Skin tint here, a skin tint there, here a tint, there a tint. Literally everybody dropped a skin tint this year, and I love skin tints. But this is pretty lightweight for a foundation. I would say it has sheer to medium coverage, so you can definitely get a skin tint vibe from this foundation. But, you know, I fell victim to marketing, and I do reach for this when I want that, you know, glowy, glossy skin. But it does have avocado oil in it, and that's not agreeable with everybody's skin because it is pretty comedogenic. Avocado oil is known to clog pores, so I don't personally have a problem with it, but some people do. So it's good to mention. And I don't get a long wear out of this foundation. And again, admittedly, I'm not one who is wearing makeup for a very long time. A lot of times I will film the content and sadly I'll go wash it off, you know. If you need to look cute for a couple of hours, and if you have dry skin that can handle avocado oil, I think you would really like this. But it's not my top favorite foundation anymore. I would still say it's in the top 5 though. Definitely. And we love LYS just as a whole. It's so important to have them in Sephora. Black woman owned brand. And we love to see them thriving and creating products that aren't $45–50. You know, affordability is relative, but it's definitely on the scale of drugstore to just absolute stupid expensive luxury. This is leaning more towards the drugstore. You know, a L'Oreal foundation is going to cost you $16, $17, $19, $20, and I believe this is also around the $20 range. So if you're looking for something nice, I think it is nice. So I'm just going to go over and pick up any excess with my $1 Paw Paw sponge. My 2021 favorite concealer was the Rare Beauty Brightening Concealer. I wear the shade 140C. I still absolutely love this concealer. It is top 3 status for me. This is like my 4th bottle of this concealer. I love how thin it is. And again, you can get like a sheer to medium coverage. It does build on itself, but not past maybe like 2 layers. It is more of a lightweight concealer. You can barely feel it on the skin. And on the scale from drugstore to super luxury, it is again on the lower end, closer to drugstore. So I think it's $18. But, I mean, I appreciate that it lives up to its name. It is a brightening concealer, but it also has enough coverage to cover anything that I want to cover. Cover. Say cover one more time. Cover. If you have dry skin, you'll really enjoy this concealer. My 2021 favorite contour and bronzer was a 2-for-1. It's a Patrick Ta She's Statuesque little duo. Mine is absolutely disgusting. I have traveled with it. I have used it, and it's got a pretty decent dent in it for someone who has, you know, a stupid large makeup collection like I do. I really like the tone of this cream, but I'm finding a theme with my 2021 favorites so far. They are really beautiful and easy to work with, thin formulas, but they're not necessarily all very long wearing. You know, 2021, we were kind of still in the depths of the pandemic, and I was doing makeup for my own serotonin boost, you know, and I wasn't going out to a lot of places and needing makeup that would last for a really long time, so that's not what my favorites were. And it's pretty neutral on my skin. It's not absolutely gray contour, and it's not orange bronze, so it's definitely neutral. If you don't set it with the powder that goes along with it, it's especially not going to last as long. So, very dewy right now. I really was leaning into the creamy dewiness of it all. My neighbor's dog is outside right now playing with a stick, but it's not a stick. It's like an entire branch, and it's quite distracting. She's carrying around this branch that's like 3 times as big as she is. It's amazing. I love dogs. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move on to highlighter. My 2021 favorite highlighter was the Phytosurgence Spectral Shine, and I am in the shade Fresh Fog. I used an entire one of these in their old packaging. This is the new updated packaging, and this product is super unique. It is a hard, it feels almost dry type of texture, but you can see it does pick up something, and you're going to want to kind of scrape the product so when you swirl your brush in there, you can pick something up. It's very polarizing. It's one of those products that you either love it or you hate it, but when you sweep it on the skin, it just looks super natural. Like you're glowing from skincare, not glowing from a product. And this is not a favorite of this year. I still do enjoy it, especially on like no makeup days. And if you put it on right after you put on your skincare, it's going to just like blend seamlessly into the skin and look that much more gorgeous. It is pretty, but I have something that I prefer more for my 2022 favorites. 21 favorite blushes were again from Phytosurgence, and it is their Skin Spark blushes. This is a new shade to their line. This is the shade Condensate that I'm going to be using today. In my 2021 favorites, I use the shade Simmer, but this is a cool, like, Gravender, gray and lavender mixed together, Gravender color. And these Skin Sparks are super pigmented. You need a little bit. They sit well on the skin. They don't emphasize facial texture, and I like to use these as a multi-use product. I've used them on my eyes, I've used them on my lips. But again, I'm running into that same pattern where this is not something that lasts on my skin with the complexion products and skincare that I use all day long. If you have dry skin and you go in with a matte foundation and then you use one of these, it might work better, but because I build dewy on top of dewy on top of dewy, I don't get the longevity, and we will see by the end of this that my face will, you know, eat it, basically. Now that I've been talking and moving around, you can see that concealer has creased. So I am going to set it with my 2021 favorite powder. This is the 14E powder. This is their Aloe Nourish Prime and Set powder. This is one of the most like finely milled powders that I have. It is still a favorite. It is still one of my top 5 powders. It is truly translucent. There's no color to it. And it doesn't darken my concealer. It smooths out pores, the appearance of pores. You know, you can't literally smooth your pores. It does mattify, but it doesn't dry out my skin. And it allows some luminosity to continue to be there and shine. But everything is set, and I feel more comfortable that things aren't going to move around. And you could pile on this powder, use a sponge with it, use a brush with it. It's not going to get cakey and heavy. It's a super great powder. My 2021 favorite pressed powder was the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder in the shade Fair. I don't reach for this hardly ever. It is one of those powders that I throw into my bag when I travel because I have hit pan and I want to continue to hit pan basically, but honestly, is it a good powder? Yes. Can you get something super similar from the drugstore and not have to pay Charlotte Tilbury a price? Yes. Look into the CoverGirl Clean Fresh powder. And if they have a shade that works for you, it is super similar. I mean, this is great, but not Charlotte Tilbury price great. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to go back in with the Patrick Ta Duo again and apply the powder bronzer, which is warmer than the cream that is in the Duo. Patrick Ta's powders are beautiful, especially in these little Duo palettes. And you'll see a spot right here on my skin, probably in every single video. Makeup does not stick to that spot, and I have no idea why. I know this is not an anomaly unique to myself, because I've seen other creators deal with the same thing, where they have a spot on their face that makeup just does not stick to. So, but I did want to point it out because when I'm editing the videos, that's all I can see. I'm like, you have a bald spot, girl. My favorite powder for 2021 was the Undone Beauty Nonzer. The texture on the skin is just super super gorgeous, and especially, as I've said, when you set this on your face with a setting spray, it just looks so glossy and gorgeous. So I'm going to take the first two shades. I also use this as eyeshadow sometimes. And you can find Undone Beauty at Ulta, so it is an affordable product. Stunning, really, truly. Glossy, glossy, glossy. My favorite eyeshadow palettes of 2021, I gave it to my Mob Beauty palettes, and these are interchangeable palettes. You can buy the shadows individually and create your own palette, anywhere from 2 to like 12 shades, I believe. You get a lot of options. They have so many colors. They even have cream eyeshadows, which are amazing. So I still really enjoy Mob eyeshadows. I did not gravitate towards them as much as I did last year, but last year they were new to me, so I was super excited about implementing them anywhere that I could. So I'm going to take this kind of mauve-y shade, and it is called M1, and all the Mob Beauty products are numbered in the order that they were created. So M1 leads me to believe this is the first eyeshadow they created. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Go ahead and take M1 on a fluffy brush and place that into my crease. Going for this lavender, mauve gray lavender color story today. It is very much the same color as the Phytosurgence blush that I just used. So I'm just going to do a wash of that all over, because there's more eyeshadow to be had. I am also going to put that on the lower lash line. And for 2021, I labeled the Phytosurgence Flash Fluorescent eyeshadows as my favorites. There's, again, multiple colors. And today I'm going to use Pewtered Pine. And I'm going to place this all over my lid. You can see there's some reflect in there. Again, nice shimmery gray purple. It's more cool than the Mob shadow, but we can make it work. These are still good eyeshadows in my opinion. And Phytosurgence has textures that are just so unique to their brand. The owners, Jason and Tom, are also about not having more makeup than you necessarily need, which I cannot relate to. But I appreciate the sentiment, because that just means whatever they create to be staples in somebody's routine. And the textures are unique to them, and they do take some getting used to. But once you get used to those textures, they're super lovely. And the Flash Fluorescent eyeshadows absolutely are long lasting. The texture is not as moussey in the pot like the blushes are. So yeah, they are definitely a lot more long lasting. So I'm also going to take this Pewtered Pine color underneath the lower lash line. 2021 single eyeshadow winner was the Silk Naturals eye colors. Today I'm going to use the shade Rainbow Sprinkles, but every time they send me an eyeshadow, I keep it. They are a small female-owned company in New York State, and the customer service you cannot beat. Karen is amazing, and They are pumping out high quality products for cheap, like cheaper than drugstore cheap, and it's just amazing the quality they're bringing to the table at such an affordable price. I could go on and just blab about Silk Naturals all day long. To me, their hero product is their eyeshadows, and today I'm going to place Rainbow Sprinkles, which I don't know if I can get the camera to focus. It's just, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I have so many shades. It's going in my inner corner. It is so fancy. And you can wet these as well, and they'll just be even more impactful on the eyes. She makes highlighters, bronzers, complexion products, skincare. I mean, I'm going to also take a little bit of that on my finger and place it on the very center. Oh man. And then tap out whatever's left right over the brow bone. This Rainbow Sprinkles is so beautiful. My 2021 eyebrow favorite was the PLUME Nourish and Define Brow Pencil. I am in the shade Autumn Sunset. This is still definitely a favorite, top 3 brow product, and it's mainly for the color. They have really nailed the color here for redheads. Autumn Sunset is not bright orange and it's not bright red. When I'm at my natural strawberry blonde, it works. When I'm at this deeper, like bright copper, it works. So formula lasts all day, and these are refillable. You just pop it out when it's empty, place a new one in there. Absolutely love it. I have met the owners, you know, not in person because I live in the middle of nowhere, but we've had Zoom calls and chats, and they're just really lovely and super underrated in my opinion. Definitely redhead friendly, redhead approved, absolutely yes, I love it, still a favorite. Recommend times a million, and I do have a affiliate code with them, so if you want to save a little money and help keep this channel going, check out down below. I have all my links and etc. listed below. Last year, my 2021 favorite for brow gel, colored brow gel, is the Kosas Airbrush Gel in the shade Auburn. I still really enjoy this. It's still a top favorite, definitely top 3. I like the triangular wand. I like how it has a decent amount of hold. You don't necessarily need a clear brow gel to go with it. They nailed the color once again. It is not super orange or straight up red. It's really hard to nail red, but this has more depth and richness to it, and it's not just straight up orange. Thank you, Kosas, so much. For my clear brow gel of 2021, I mentioned the Refillable brow gel. I used that all the way up, and I didn't repurchase it. A lot of people don't like it. I really enjoyed how strongly it held my brows in place, and I didn't repurchase it just because I have so much to get through. Again, I'm a makeup hoarder. It's more than collecting at this point. It's like, girl, chill. My 2021 mascara favorite was the COVERGIRL Exhibitionist Mascara in Waterproof. I really do still enjoy this formula. When I reach for waterproof, it's either this or the e.l.f. Big Mood mascara. However, since I have discovered the trick of using Urban Decay Primer Potion before mascara. I don't wear very much waterproof mascara anymore because I can get the same long-lasting curl, but I don't have to worry about the removal of waterproof. Even though I don't really struggle with removal as long as I use a cleansing balm or a cleansing oil. But this mascara has been a favorite for years. Hourglass shaped wand, very much similar to the L'Oreal Lash Paradise or the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So we can see, gives me nice volume, gives me a nice length. It's just all around a good mascara. Alright, and here is 2 coats of the CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara. 'Tis the season for runny nose and blah 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 blah. Alright, and I labeled my favorite lip pencils of 2021 to be the FITGLOW Beauty lip pencils, and these are brilliant lip pencils. They're not my favorite of 2022, but I still definitely reach for them. I really do like a wooden lip pencil. There's just something about being able to sharpen it as precise as you need to be, and I just really like the formula of these. Today I am using the shade Buff. They're creamy, they're pigmented, they are very reminiscent of like MAC lip liners, which I used to love before I went cruelty free. The 2021 favorite lipstick was from Kjaer Weis, and I have that lipstick over yonder. And if you're not southern, that means like right over there, or it could mean halfway across the world, but it's over there behind me. It's like on a display. I found that the Kjaer Weis lipsticks didn't last for me for more than like 6 months. I used the shade, well, I think it was called Graceful. I'll put a picture. I don't continue to use that lip shade. I have replaced it with a different lipstick for 2022, but the 2021 lip gloss favorite was also from FITGLOW Beauty, and these are their lip color serums, and I'm going to use the shade Regal today. These are just the most plushy, cushiony lip glosses. They're so nourishing. Again, they have a bunch of colors. This formula is just something that you have to try to know what I'm talking about. They just feel so good on the lips, and you feel like your lips have improved as this wears off, and it's so easy to reapply throughout the day. I do have a discount code in the description for FITGLOW Beauty. You can get 15% off. Yeah, I highly recommend. And also their night serum. It's basically the same formula as this, but clear. Your lips will feel more plump and fluffier and more cushiony than your pillow when you wake up. Okay. Side parts are coming back, y'all. Just prepare yourself, okay? And last but not least, my 2021 favorite setting spray was the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Spray. I have just maybe a couple of uses left as a super fine mister. The downside is the smell. Oof, very strongly scented. It has a floral, kind of like elderly, rich white woman smell. But once it dries, the smell doesn't linger, thank goodness, or else I wouldn't have been able to get through that bottle. Because because I do get migraines. And that is the completed look with all my 2021 favorites. I appreciate you so much for watching. Let me know what your favorites were last year if you remember. And also give me a sneak peek into some of your favorites of this year. Don't forget to follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. And I plan on bringing you videos every Wednesday and Friday, so be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell because I'll be here for you twice a week, okay? As always, be blessed and be kind, my friends, and we will speak to each other soon. Bye!